Over the past 2 decades, the rate of violent crime in the United States has seen a remarkable decline. This fact is undeniable. But does that mean every city in America is now safe? The answer, surprisingly, is no. In fact, St. Louis, Missouri, a city celebrated for its deep connections to blues music, its rich sports heritage, and a culinary scene known around the world, is actually one of the most dangerous places to live in the country. And it's not just St. Louis. According to FBI crime statistics, there are numerous cities across the U.S. that are often considered unfavorable for residents due to high crime rates. One city that consistently ranks high in crime rates is Baltimore, where violence often exceeds the national average. Baltimore, the largest city in Maryland, has garnered significant attention over the years, notably through popular media like the television drama The Wire, which paints a stark picture of crime in the city. Unfortunately, the reality isn't far from the series' gritty portrayal. In terms of budget, Baltimore spends more per capita on its police force than most other large American cities. Yet, despite these efforts, crime in some neighborhoods has surged by as much as 79%, especially in areas like West Baltimore and Fairfield, where around 80% of incidents are gun-related. A troubling statistic is the growing number of unsolved cases, with dozens in Maryland going back as far as 50 years without resolution. The roots of this violence are multifaceted, but many trace the uptick back to 2015, following the death of Freddie Gray while in police custody. His death sparked widespread protests and civil unrest, which many believe set off a wave of crime that continues today. However, the underlying causes of violence in Baltimore are deeply tied to socioeconomic issues. Poverty and unemployment remain pervasive, fueling the desperation that often leads to criminal activity. St. Louis, Missouri similarly ranks as one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, with crime rates far above the national average. With a staggering 7,847 incidents of crime per 100,000 residents. The likelihood of becoming a victim of violent crime in this city is roughly 1 in 50. Homicides have been particularly alarming in St. Louis, which has seen an ongoing surge in murder cases over the years. Disturbingly, around 1,000 of these murders remain unsolved, positioning the city as one of the deadliest in Missouri. Beyond violent crime, St. Louis is also grappling with significant economic disparity, which has left many residents feeling hopeless, thus more prone to criminal activity. Another major issue is the rampant drug trade, which has further destabilized the community. Gangs involved in drug trafficking and other illicit activities have a strong presence in the city, exacerbating the already precarious security situation. The widespread availability of firearms, coupled with limited gun control measures, further fuels the city's alarming crime statistics, making St. Louis a challenging place for law enforcement and residents alike. Detroit, once a thriving hub of American industry, particularly in automotive manufacturing, has long been associated with icons like historic architecture, the Motown sound, and a booming economy. But starting in the 1970s and 1980s, when U.S. automakers began losing ground to international competition, the city faced an economic collapse that it has struggled to recover from. Detroit's population plummeted by 63% between 1950 and 2015, and as jobs disappeared and poverty took hold, crime rates began to rise sharply. Today, the city remains one of the most dangerous in the United States, with a violent crime rate of 6,348 incidents per 100,000 residents. In a city of over 620,000 people, This means a person's chance of falling victim to violent crime is approximately 1 in 44. Several neighborhoods, such as Franklin Park, Fiskhorn, Warrendale, Von Steuben, and Greensbrier, are particularly notorious for their high crime levels. Known for its rich musical history, home to blues, soul, and rock and roll, Memphis has a cultural vibrancy few cities can match. Yet, beneath this dynamic cultural surface, Memphis also has a troubling reputation as one of the most violent cities in the U.S. Crime in Memphis tends to run in cycles, and in recent years, violent crime has spiked alarmingly. The city experiences an average of 9,164 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, meaning the chance of being a victim of violence in Memphis is around 1 in 40. More than 1,000 cold cases involving murders or disappearances remain unsolved, contributing to the city's dangerous reputation. In comparison to the national average, crime in Memphis is significantly higher. Downtown Parkway Village and Oak Haven are among the most dangerous neighborhoods. Experts believe that gang recruitment and activity are partly responsible for the rise in violence, while reductions in federal funding for the Memphis Police Department have made it difficult to combat crime effectively. Despite being a smaller city, Little Rock has gained notoriety for its high crime rate, particularly violent crime. With 1,833 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, Little Rock's crime rate is nearly 400% higher than the national average. Over the last 2 decades, violent crime in the city has surged by 52%. Little Rock's prisons are overcrowded, with Arkansas struggling to manage the rising number of incarcerated individuals. Gun violence is especially prevalent, and in 2017, a mass shooting at a nightclub concert left 28 people injured, highlighting the city's ongoing struggle with public safety. One of the key reasons for the high crime rate is Little Rock's economic struggles. Arkansas is among the poorest states in the U.S., and as is often the case, poverty correlates strongly with crime. With a high level of economic disparity, violent crime in Little Rock remains an enduring challenge. While Birmingham has seen a slight decline in its crime rate in recent years, it still ranks among the most dangerous cities in America, particularly when it comes to homicides. Over the past decade, the city's murder rate has tripled, and it remains a significant public safety concern. The root of Birmingham's crime problem is tied to economic hardship. The city's poverty rate stands at 27.8%, while unemployment hovers at 6.1%, both significantly above the national averages. These socioeconomic factors have created a breeding ground for crime, as many residents face financial despair and limited opportunities. Despite its challenges, Birmingham's local authorities have made efforts to address crime by implementing community-based strategies and focusing on the underlying causes of violence. However, economic inequality continues to be a barrier to lasting safety improvements in the city. This city, located on the shores of Lake Erie in northeastern Ohio, Cleveland has long been an industrial and economic powerhouse, serving as a major port on the St. Lawrence Seaway. Historically reliant on heavy industry and trade, Cleveland's economy has diversified, but its crime rates remain a significant concern, especially in certain urban areas. With 5,931 incidents of crime per 100,000 residents, Cleveland's crime rate is notably higher than the national average. A particularly troubling issue in the city is its murder rate. While many major cities in the U.S. have seen a reduction in homicides, Cleveland has experienced an increase, with 39.9 murders per 100,000 residents, about 80% of which involve firearms. Some of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the city include St. Clair, Superior, Industrial Valley, and North Broadway, where violent crime tends to concentrate. The city's challenges are compounded by economic disparity and poverty, which fuel a cycle of violence. Despite efforts to improve conditions, Cleveland continues to grapple with these deep-rooted issues. Stockton, a port city in California's Central Valley, is one of the lesser-known but surprisingly dangerous cities in America. With a population of around 320,000, Stockton's crime rate is alarmingly high, especially considering its size. During the financial crisis of 2008, Stockton became one of the largest U.S. cities to declare bankruptcy, a direct result of plunging property values and skyrocketing unemployment. This economic collapse led to a surge in crime, particularly around 2012, when Stockton's violent crime rate reached its peak. Today, the crime rate stands at 4,259 incidents per 100,000 people. Although this number may seem lower than that of other cities, it's significant when weighed against Stockton's smaller population. The likelihood of becoming a victim of violent crime in Stockton is approximately 1 in 79, one of the highest rates in the nation. In recent years, the city has made efforts to combat crime, including implementing a voter-approved tax to boost police funding and create anti-gang programs. These initiatives have contributed to a gradual decrease in violent crime, though Stockton still faces significant challenges. Kansas City, Missouri, like its neighbor St. Louis, has faced increasing crime rates in recent years, sparking concern among residents and law enforcement alike. The city's crime statistics are well above the national average, with a particular rise in violent crimes, including an alarming increase in homicides. Street crime, drug trafficking, and gang-related activities are pervasive issues that plague Kansas City's neighborhoods, contributing to the city's dangerous reputation. Economic factors such as poverty and unemployment also play a crucial role in Kansas City's crime problem. The city has a poverty rate of 16.1% and an unemployment rate of 3.9%, both of which contribute to its struggles with crime. In response, the Kansas City Police Department has partnered with community organizations to implement citywide strategies aimed at reducing crime. These initiatives focus on helping residents escape poverty, addressing mental health issues, and tackling the root causes of violence. While these efforts have shown some promise, Kansas City remains one of the more dangerous cities in the Midwest. Known for its rich cultural heritage and stunning natural beauty, Albuquerque is one of the greenest cities in the U.S. Unfortunately, it is also a city grappling with a high rate of violent crime. With 6,356 violent crimes per 100,000 people, Albuquerque is considered less safe than many other cities of comparable size. In an effort to address its crime issues, Albuquerque has made significant investments in law enforcement technology. Local authorities have begun using real-time video surveillance, gunshot detection systems, and mapping tools to track criminal activity as it unfolds. These technological advancements are helping the police respond more quickly to incidents and reduce the overall crime rate. While Albuquerque continues to face challenges, these innovative approaches are providing a new layer of security, offering hope that the city's crime problem can be managed more effectively in the future. However, the socioeconomic factors contributing to crime, such as poverty and unemployment, still need to be addressed to ensure long-term solutions.